guys, it's Barb with Inspire Me 360, and I wanted to do the other side of the spectrum in terms of the feminine polarity, so feminine energy. I know in my last couple videos I talked about the wounded masculine and the divine masculine energy, and remember, we both hold these energies inside of each of us. So even though we will see the external reflection of, the masculine and feminine polarities, again, they also reside within us. So I'm going to talk about wounded feminine characteristics, and I want you to remember that also men can have these characteristics, because again, we both have both polarities inside of us. So I'm not just saying that only women do these things, men can also act in this way as well, but these are the things that, again, if the feminine polarity is out of balance within you, and they tend to be more feminine traits that you will find as well. So in terms of it being useful and helpful for your own healing journey, if you find yourself acting in this way or in these different ways, there are things that you can watch out for. Of course, we all go through the ebb and flow of life, so there are times when, of course, we're going to have these kind of traits, but when we identify them is when we can really pay attention to them, change them, and move into a higher vibrational state or a higher level of consciousness, okay? And it's all about balance, growth, and being the best version of yourself that you can be. Okay, so I'm gonna run through these. So a wounded feminine, she's gonna have these type of traits, okay? She's going to be needy and gets attached easily, okay? So again, this really kind of desperate energy, okay? You're gonna see that, excuse me, my voice, I have a bit of a sore throat. So, oh my God, okay. So basically, again, she's gonna be very needy, attached easily, and this is due to low self-worth and low self-esteem, okay? And again, she's going to tend to use her body to get what she wants and not her mind. So she doesn't have a lot of self-worth. She doesn't think that, what she has to offer, is good enough. And again, this is a distortion. I'm not saying these things are accurate. This is just where the wounded feminine's consciousness is sitting in terms of her vibrational output, okay? Because again, in truth, we're all beautiful emanations of the one divine creator. So that can't be true. The distortions are not true, but we have to identify these distortions so that we can heal, so that we can look within ourselves and start to shine that beautiful radiant light that all of us actually embody. Okay, so again, she's suspicious. Again, this is something that comes from having a low self-esteem. So she anticipates that nobody else sees her worth, and therefore, again, she's very suspicious that her partners or people in her life are out doing things that, again, are against her. So this is a typical thing that you'll find within a wounded feminine energy, okay? Again, stemming from low self-worth. She's afraid to speak her mind, and she's easily manipulated. So again, she is kind of like, a candle in the wind. Individuals can manipulate her. She doesn't know her own center. So again, she's sort of blown around, and she's not in a strong, grounded, rooted energy, okay? And she's afraid to speak up. So she doesn't value her own worth and her own thoughts and voice. So again, she's very frightened within her own energy. So this is something, again, that if you're struggling with it or you're seeing others around you, it doesn't mean that that person is broken. It just simply means that it's something to pay attention to, and over time, correct and identify, correct. It's basically this forward moving motion. Practice makes perfect, and moving yourself into a higher emanation of, the beautiful light that you are. Okay. Basically, you can easily lower her energy or her vibe. And again, this is because she doesn't have a lot of solidarity within herself, okay? And how essentially gravitate will, do drugs, do alcohol. She's following. Her energy is following because she doesn't know who she is. So again, she will be attracted to these more lower vibrational subsets of experience, okay? And again, if that's you, if it's something that you're personally doing, it doesn't mean that you're a bad person. It's just you need to pay attention to it. And if you find yourself easily going with the crowd and not really checking in with that divine center and not charting your own course because it's right for you, that might be something to watch out for. Okay, now she plays the victim and she's waiting to be saved. So that's another thing that you will find in the wounded feminine energy, okay? She's a victim of everything. Life's been hard on her. She can't really coordinate her own survival. Again, a lot of things in terms of this victim mentality. The world's always against me. I don't have good luck. Nobody ever picks me. Nobody ever loves me. Again, this is victimhood. It's a victimization mentality, and it's just lower vibrational. It's not seeing your own worth and your own beauty and skills and talents and gifts. So remember, in terms of as you are trying to raise your vibration, to start to recognize all of the wonderful things about yourself, and making sure that you really do place yourself in a status of high regard, because you are worth it, you are beautiful, you are incredibly talented, and there's a reason that you're here, okay? Now, she can be manipulative, and selfish, okay? Again, this comes from that lower vibrational victim mentality, and when you think you're a victim, you will justify distorted behavior, okay? So an example of this, so maybe you've been hurt by previous men, so you don't mind, requesting all of the guys that take you out pay for everything and buy you things, and it's because men are, shitty preachers or whatever. Having that kind of dialogue running in your programming is inconsistent with unconditional love, is inconsistent with this supportive high vibrational energy that, you really do have to respect the masculine energy. Okay, but again, when a woman is manipulative and in this victim mentality, she'll find reasons to back up or justify her negative behaviors, okay? And those negative behaviors, again, lead to a lot of lower vibrational emanations from her aura as well. She internally feels guilty. She internally feels shame, and she knows that what she's doing is incorrect, but again, it's this self-perpetuating cycle, okay? Now, again, traits of, how you will see a wounded feminine show up. A lot of wounded feminine energy I've been around over the years. Again, it's women that feel it's okay to use men, women that target men financially. They don't want to work themselves, or they don't want to elevate themselves, so they find a million reasons why it's the man's job to provide for her, and on and on and on. And again, this is this spiral effect where then again men start not trusting women, and then they become wounded. So it's something that you really have to pay attention to as we are raising the collective consciousness of planet Earth, that it is so very important that that women respect men and men respect women, and that we hold each polarity in a high regard, but that we make sure that we're not in our wounded energy, because when we show up in this wounded energy, we really tend to hurt the other, and it becomes this yo-yo effect, okay? And again, selfish, not thinking about the man's perspective, the man's feeling. It's all about me, I'm a princess. I kind of call this princess entitlement energy as well. When the feminine thinks that everything has to be done for her, that the red carpet has to be rolled out, everybody has to kind of make way for the princess. This is not healed, divine, feminine energy, okay? This is not that service to others, loving maternal energy. This is a spoiled brat kind of energy. And again, it's a wounding. It comes from low self-esteem, because what I've also found is that anybody anybody that has that false bravado, that needs to announce that they are here and that they're so great and, please lavish your attention, gifts, whatever on me. Again, that's lower vibrational energy. It's grounded in actually a lot of, it's a low self-worth. Low self-esteem is the word I was looking for. Okay, when your self-esteem is low, you have to be really grand and everybody has to look at you, and you need to feed that low energy by getting external forces and external examples to feed the ego. Okay, so next one on the list, she's not self-sufficient. Okay, the wounded feminine is not self-sufficient. She can't take care of herself, and she also blames others. Okay, goes right along with that. So again, she blames the world, she blames others for the state that she's in. Again, a lot will kind of drill back into childhood. These are, the myriad of reasons why she's not where she wants to be, and therefore she keeps herself stuck in this very low vibrational woe is me energy. Okay, and this makes her not very self-sufficient, because again, when we have these lower vibrational thought forms, we don't move past things to really be self-substantiating in terms of our daily actions, our thoughts, our self-love, our self-care practices. Okay, because all of it comes back to, if you want to be an amazing, successful, beautiful emanation for the world, you have to put in some work, and you have to give to others, and you have to be supportive and reliable and all of these different things to become this balanced expression of that divine feminine energy. And again, remember to the beginning of the video where I said this is also something that has to happen within the masculine. He has to balance his feminine aspects as well. Okay, no boundaries or standards. Okay, this is something that is, really a hallmark of that wounded feminine. She'll take attention from anywhere, and she doesn't really distinguish or care about what kind of attention she's getting. If people are flirting with her, they're buying her things, they're telling her she's beautiful, she gives her sacred energy very easily. She'll, sleep around with people. She'll have multiple partners. Again, she doesn't guard her energy. She doesn't guard her body, and she doesn't have, she doesn't have the gate locked. Essentially, her energy is chaotic. It's all over the place, and because of this low self-worth, she gets trampled on. And as she gets trampled on, she becomes more and more wounded, and that backs up her perception that the world is against her, the world is using her, all of these different things. Okay, had to take a little bit of a break there. My design team needed an Adobe code. So anyways, back to this list. Okay, so she compares herself to others. This is, again, something that a wounded feminine energy will do. So she doesn't feel grounded in her own self-worth. I said that before. And so she's comparing a lot. She'll go online, she'll look on a lot of people's photos. She's trying to figure out how she can be something other than herself. Whereas a balanced feminine energy just is happy the way she is. She's not looking, to be a celebrity. She's not looking to do something that everybody else is doing. She just knows, she charts her own course, and she is very stable in her purpose and her reason for being here. And it's self-emanating. It comes from her core. Her creative abilities come from her core. But when that feminine energy is out of balance, again, she's looking externally. Or that energy, I don't want to say she, it can be, these energies can propagate into any, body form. But essentially, again, that feminine energy is looking externally. She is very insecure. Another thing is she'll gossip a lot. So to get the focus away from the fact that she doesn't feel good about herself, or that feminine energy doesn't feel good about themselves, okay? Because again, it can really manifest into either body form. Then they're going to gossip a lot, and they talk about others to deflect from that low vibration that is actually what they're feeling inside. And again, this talking about others Not a good thing. Not a good thing in terms of manifestation, and not a good thing in terms of raising your vibration. When you talk about others, it should always be inspiring or compassionate. If they're going through something, you should always have that high vibrational, compassionate energy, and celebrate the wins of others. When other people are doing well, that's an amazing thing for the collective. That means that good things are happening here on planet Earth. So if somebody else is achieving a goal, getting a success, hitting a benchmark, getting married, whatever these different things are, you really, really want to celebrate those things. And high vibrational feminine energy will be, feeling that way, feeling really happy for others because they're happy within themselves. And lower vibrational energy won't celebrate others. They gossip, they pick other people apart, they're very jealous, they're very catty, and again, not the best energy, okay? Now, this comes from insecurity in terms of, and I said that earlier, okay? I'm just kind of going down my list here. Negativity. So this is the other thing that you will feel really emanating from this wounded feminine energy. A lot of negativity. You won't feel, she sort of sucks the energy out of you. She's around, she's complaining a lot. Nothing ever goes right. A lot of different difficulties. So there's always some sort of drama in her life. And again, it's just not a pleasure to be around this kind of energy. And this also breeds codependence. So again, she's very codependent. She doesn't feel stable to stand on her own 2 feet, and she needs others to feed that energy. So again, it's that chaotic, unstable, ungrounded energy, and it can become hysterical, it can become judgmental, very demanding, and just not a really great energy to be around, okay? And so I'm not saying that you can't have days where you have bad days. That's not what I'm saying. We all have times where we are not the best expression of ourselves. And there will be times when we all fall into, one or more of these categories. We can't be absolutely perfect, because if we were, we probably wouldn't still be on Earth, okay? We'd be flying up there with the angels. But essentially, it is part of our plan here, and the reason that we incarnated here on Earth is to learn about energies and to learn about the polarities and how we can bring ourselves back into balance so that we can be the best human that we can be. So that's really why I'm going through a lot of these things, is so that, again, you can identify things that you might want to adjust, things that you can level up and level your vibration up. It's not to criticize anybody or to put anybody down or say that, this person is more worthy than another person, okay? That's not what this is about, okay? I have myself been in wounded feminine energy, especially in my early teens and childhood. I had a lot of childhood trauma. I didn't see the world as a safe place. I had some negative attributes I had to work through. It's been a work in progress. I certainly wasn't the perfect emanation of a human being when I started out here. And I was younger, but still I had to go through these steps, and I had to identify my own distorted behaviors, thought patterns, and ways of showing up in the world so that I could move myself into a more balanced and properly calibrated expression of my own energy center. And I'm still a work in progress. So and I'm aware of that each and every day. So again, I'm going through these things to help guide you. And if you are potentially in a relationship with somebody that is in their wounded feminine energy, or you have friends or family members, again, you don't necessarily have to call them out, but at least it brings a certain level of understanding where you can have compassion for them, understand that they're still in their healing journey, and then again, guard your own energy. And if for some reason you are kind of, if you have these individuals in your life that are in their wounded feminine energy, whether it be friend groups, family members, whatever it is, you can kind of pull your energy back and say, hey, they need to go on their healing journey, and I'm going to do me until they kind of sort out their own chaos. And that's okay to do that as well. That's honestly, a lot of times the most healthy thing you can do is to guard your own energy. Okay, I'm gonna wrap this up. Happy Friday, everyone, and we'll see you in the next video.